Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Minsk Pocket. Our heroes today are going to be DonnieChan, playing for the Soviets, and his opponent is going to be none other than Cataclaw, from the mTw clan, playing as the Germans. Once again, I'm not putting up this little name provider because, well, I don't like how it looks anymore. But anyways, while the game gets underway, I should say, let's talk about our players a little bit. DonnieChan, he's pretty good. He is currently ranked at the time of casting this 20s. I mean, no, not 20s. Not that high. 77th for his Soviet play, and actually 45 for his German. So top 100 player right here. You know, pretty good. Pretty awesome, actually. So it should be good. Cataclaw, however, you've probably heard of him. At the time of casting this, his Soviet play is ranked 21st. But his German play, he's actually ranked number 1. This is the best German player right now. So DonnieChan has quite a bit of work cut out for him here. He's yeah. So anyways, we see DonnieChan going for conscripts, like you would expect, but he is getting himself a second combat engineer squad after the conscripts. So it's interesting. I mean, he is building it simply to be able to build, tech back at his base without retreating his squad. We see a conscript squad up in the north. The SMGs of the Pios inflicting quite a bit of damage at close range, doing a lot of damage to the conscripts. However, the conscripts do end up winning there, and the Pios are forced to retreat. Conscripts in the center, and they're actually moving out of the center point. They're trying to catch the Pio on the retreat. Can they actually get the kill? Shots fly, a little bit of damage is inflicted, but no. Nice little cheeky move there by Donnie, but he did not manage to cap that. And on the left-hand side, that's where his combat engineers are just capturing. So, yeah, I mean, he goes for a second combat engineer to be able to build his tech. So that's quite nice. Tier 1 did go down for Cataclaw, as you would expect. And getting himself just Grenadiers, and more Grenadiers. So it's quite nice. The Pio... Okay. Interesting. So Cataclaw retreats his Pio squad and makes it back, and then he just sends it out immediately with only one man. I guess he's gonna send it over here to cap these back points, maybe? So he doesn't really need it fully alive. Ballsy, I gotta say. I mean, that actually takes balls. That's just one-man squad, very easily lost, but oh well. Center point, Cataclaw advancing with his Grens. We see a conscript squad backpedaling as a Gren squad chases it down, but it'll be fine. We'll have to retreat for any engagement, but we do have a Maxim machine gun now on the field for DonnieChan, so he will be able to start putting the hurt on those Grens. We see a 5th Gren squad being produced for Cataclaw, so yeah, a lot of Grenadiers. Once again, remember, this isn't the new patch as the previous games, and yeah, I mean, the weapon profiles, I mean, they seem nice. I don't know, I need to cast a little bit more to get a feel for to how much it's had. Well, first I need to figure out how to speak. Then I need to watch more replays and figure out how much it has affected the metagame and the feel of the game, the flow. So anyways, Grand Squad in the center pushes up all the way to the fuel point, gets assaulted here by 2 conscripts and the Maxim machine gun, instantly retreating. Cataclaw does lose 1 man on that squad, but he's fine with that. Grens on the left-hand side, running into the combat engineers. That is combat engineers with flamethrowers and a standard squad. Shots fly from the distance from the combat engineers as it takes some cover in the brush, and the flamethrower squad just closes the distance on the Gren squad. The Gren squad just backpedals and runs away. Flamethrower goes off a little bit, doing some damage to the squad, in fact. That's quite nice. Out in the open, though, the flamethrower is less effective. It is more effective in cover. The Grens run into cover, and one of them instantly gets burned. More flame bursts go off, and the Gren squad is forced to retreat. Second Gren squad over here retreating as well, as a third Gren squad is being chased down by some conscript squads. But they're holding their ground. They actually take cover by a little bit of a debris there, or a fallen trunk, and they are able to land some shots on the conscripts that are being followed by a Maxim machine gun. So DonnieChan keeping his troops together, trying to maximize their effectiveness and keep them covered. I don't want to have individual engagements. Combat Engineer squad on the left-hand side getting a little bit manhandled there by those Grens, but they do eventually get forced away by the Maxim and the Conscripts. And the Combat Engineer squad makes it out at, well, stays alive at 1 man. The other squad at 4 goes all the way forward and catches this point. So the left-hand side of the map is currently for DonnieChan, while the right-hand side is completely in the possession of Cataclaw. He even has a Grand Squad just sitting in a house over here. Doctrine has been selected for both players. We see that DonnieChan goes for the Shock Rifle Frontline Tactics, and Cataclaw himself goes for Elite Troops Doctrine. So, why did I say Doctrine? Doctrine. So yeah, goes for the Elite Troops. So we shall see. Shock Troop Squad hitting the field for DonnieChan. Gonna go over to the right-hand side, see what it can steer up. And we also see a mortar on the field for DonnieChan. Obviously, his Doctrine does not give him a choice of mortar, so he just goes for the Tier 2 mortar since, well, keep us Tier 2. Mortar backs off a little bit as the Grand Squad runs into it, but Maxim Machine Gun does set itself up to try to stop the Grand Squad, gets a burst off, but does not manage to get a suppression. The Grand Squad just flanks around and gets right on top of the Maxim Machine Gun. Shot troops running in its direction to try to get themselves in the way and support. The Maxim Machine Gun throws another burst, but again, the Gren that was in front of it dies, while the three remaining ones are not really phased. Maxim Machine Gun down to 1 man, barely stays alive as the Grand Squad is retreating down to 1 man. The shock troops right on top of it. I think they'll be able to take it out. They should be able to. No, he's getting away. He's getting away. Can he make it out? Shots continue to fly at the distance. Oh, no. That is quite unfortunate there for Cataclaw. At the last second, almost outside the range, the shock troops, with their volume of fire on the PPSA, just managed to get the kill. Nade goes off, gets 1 kill on the Grens. Nade's being a lot more effective nowadays. And the Grenadiers are shooting the shock troops all over the place. We have 3 squads, 3 different angles. Shock troops run straight at the closest Grand Squad, annihilating them, forcing them away. Second squad moves up to support, while the original one is still backing away. Down to 3 men on the shock troop squad. However, it does force the retreat on that Grand Squad. Grand Squad down to 1 man, but it is only 3 shock troops left, and I don't think they have enough damage to kill him on the run. And, well, with the other Grand Squad there for support, the shock troops are forced to retreat, but it did take a 3-on-1 and beat 2 of them, so shock troops still pretty amazing, even after all the changes. Grants on the left-hand side, pushing on the mortar. The mortar forced to back off. We do have the shock troops running through the Grand Squad, but the Grants, well, they're slow firing. They actually do nail 1 on the retreat. They'll be able to kill potentially another one. I think this squad will be fine, though. They have enough health, but yeah, that was a little bit dangerous. Combat Engineers and Conscripts pushing forward. No additional tech just yet for DonnieChan. Doesn't necessarily need it, but it would be nice. And we do see Tier 2 down for Cataclaw as he gets himself a half-track that should be coming onto the field right now. Grants up in the north. Shot up, forced to retreat. And in the center, we have a Grand Squad just capturing, while on the right-hand side, Conscripts go for the munitions. G43 is getting equipped on Grenadiers for Cataclaw, and the half-track is now on the field. The half-track will not be getting its flamethrower upgrade immediately, or, well, I do not assume that it will, because in the patch it did get changed that it requires the next battle phase, so that the flamethrower upgrade can be purchased. However, the MGs were upgraded. How much? I don't know exactly how much it, how much of a difference it makes in the game. If it's, impactful or just negligible changes, but the MG did get buffed, so should be better. So may make it a little bit viable to keep it like that. Support range, fire supported range. So, anyways, Maxim Machine Gun in the center catches a Grand Squad on the side as it's engaging against some Conscripts and Combat Engineers. Forces the retreat as it gets pinned down, and they are just retreating. The half-track for Cataclaw runs into the Combat Engineer, forces it to retreat. Grenadier squad pops out of the half-track, being ferried there, so quite nice. Conscripts running away, going for a point. We do have a mine laid down here for DonnieChan, nice and sneaky. Half-track could potentially even run into it. Grenadiers popping back into the half-track. They're going to get a little bit of a ride, and we'll see where Cataclaw takes them. From the angle, it looks like he's heading towards the center. Maxim Machine Gun in the center victory point, getting a little bit flanked here by Pyos. The Pyos are going to run right on top of the entire squad and try to do maximum damage at close range with their SMGs, and they will. Half-track running straight into the center, getting on top of that MG. The gunner on top doing quite a bit of damage, but no men actually die on the squad. Do we have medics on the field? Yeah, we do have medics on the field for DonnieChan. And he's also getting himself AT guns to try to combat that vehicle, so quite nice. Quite nice, in fact. And the half-track, well, just runs straight into the point and starts capturing it, since it currently has a Grand Squad inside. Grenadiers with G43s pop out and start opening up on the conscript squad that Uras forward to manage a 18-8 on the half-track. Gets the crit, obviously, and damages the engine, but there is a combat engineer squad nearby and will start support very quickly. Oh, artillery barrage going off on the half-track. It misses completely. Second shot flies. Oh, hits the piles directly, doing more damage to the half-track. Pile squad gets annihilated. The half-track is still damaged, down to about half health. More shots fly, but the AT gun will not be able to finish it off in time. The half-track will try to run away. We see combat engineers pushing forward as the the Grand Squad retreats. The combat engineers, they're probably going to try to run towards the half-track and see if they can spot it, but they don't have anything themselves that can take it out. We have a Maxim machine gun coming up behind, and the conscripts, there's one coming out of the field and one getting reinforced, so nobody is able to catch up to the half-track and get some 18-8s off. Half-track is retreating, however, and might actually hit the mine. Oh, no, he's turning in the mine's direction. Oh, that is unfortunate there for Cataclaw. Loses his half-track, and he's down to 3 Grenadier squads in total. That is actually quite a bit of loss. Yeah, I mean, he had, what, 5, I believe? So he's lost 2, at least. That's not very good for him. Tier 4, interesting. No, wait, Tier 3. Why am I saying Tier 4? No, Tier 3 going down for Cataclaw. Yeah, I mean, that's can't even do that, but anyways. Tier 3 going to be going down, so we'll see some tanks come into play. We do still, well, I mean, we already have an AT gun on the field for DonnieChan, so he is decently prepared for that. Again, more of a deterrent rather than a direct counter. Just keeps it away. Rifle nade goes off on the shock troop squad, getting some kills. Oh, conscripts is getting annihilated there by the G43s. Grenadier squad's trying to retreat as the shock troop squad chases them down. There's a 2-man squad and a 4-man squad, so they'll be fine. Shots are going to fly, and probably the 4-man squad will catch some, but that was a big mistake there by DonnieChan. He loses a conscript squad quite unnecessarily there. Was in a very bad position there. He did do a good move, you know, pushing up with the shock troops, trying to, you know, get on top of the squads, but the conscript squad was badly placed, I suppose. But, oh well, can't win them all. Oh, interesting. Barbed wire getting laid down by DonnieChan. I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do with that. Was he actually trying to cut off the approach, like barbed wire across? Well, whatever the case may be, he only managed to put down 2. I mean, 1 and half of 1, so we'll see if he continues that, but, well, for now it didn't really actually work. Right-hand side, Piles capping. Panzer IV now on the field for Cataclaw. He desperately needs that, as he is very low in infantry right now and doesn't have anything else, but the Panzer IV will help out. We do see a second AT gun getting produced for DonnieChan, so yeah, those will be able to keep the Panzer IV at bay quite easily. The Maxim machine gun on the right-hand side opens up on the Pio squad as it retreats. The Pio is getting chased down by shock troops, but they don't actually lose any of their men, so quite a tough set of Pios there. Conscripts move down to capture the point. Victory points currently 429 for DonnieChan, while 437 for Cataclaw. So victory point wise, it's pretty much dead even. Anybody's game at this point. Really, the issue is ground control and forces, and well, Cataclaw is currently a little bit behind. He does produce another Grenadier squad, gets himself up to 4. So with that and the Panzer IV, I think he should be in a decent spot. Grens with G43s, quite effective. Shots flying off. The Maxim machine gun not in any angle to catch any of the Gren squads. Just getting shot up. Conscript squad's trying to stop the Gren squad on the left-hand side. Just getting shot up as well. Down to 3 men on the Gren, down to 4 on the conscripts. The combat engineers with the flamethrowers push up and are opening up on the Gren squad. The Gren squad does get burned. Loses 2 men to the mortar and the flamethrower. More shots fly. Conscripts move in. Shots landing nearby. Actually, that shot actually hit the combat engineers. Whoa, down to 1 man on the retreat. Is that friendly fire? No. Well, it doesn't look like it hit, so it's fine. Grens hold the line. Conscripts down to 4 men, forced to retreat. AT gun having to back off. The mortar will also need to back up and get out of there. Panzer IV moving into the center, now fully repaired by the Pios, back at full strength. And on the far left-hand side, a Grenadier squad with G43s going for that victory point. So Cataclaw, with inferior forces, manages to break that forward siege. Nice little unit movement, spreading out his troops, and Grenadiers doing quite a bit of work there with the G43s. Mortar, no. Grenadier, okay, well. For a second, the mortar was being produced there for Cataclaw, but he goes for another Grenadier, getting all the way back up to 5 squads. And yeah, that'll help him start controlling the map a little bit easier. AT gun coming in the field. We have the second AT gun. Where is it actually? All the way back to base. Interesting. Gets itself back to base to get healed up, I suppose. So I guess that's fine. But yeah, the AT gun will not be able to help out too much. Shock troops running straight into the center towards the Grens. They run into the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV doing quite a bit of damage. Shots on top. Ooh, stun nade right on top of the approaching approaching shock troops. Grenade goes off on the Grens. The Grens retreat, dodging the full damage of the grenade. And the Panzer IV backs off into the line of sight of that AT gun. Gets shot on the side armor, but actually no, that looks like it was an AT nade. Yeah, that was actually an AT nade. The AT gun did not manage to get a shot off. Panzer IV manages to dodge the damage on the engine, so he's fine, and he's going to continue to move there. Move at full speed, at least. At least, I should say. Excuse me, I had to take a little bit of a drink. Now, center map, Grens pushing forward. Grens very strong right now. Running into some conscripts and a Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun down to 2 men, forced to back off. Should even potentially just retreat. Conscripts in the center trying to capture that fuel point, but they're just getting shot up from all over the place with those Grens. The Grens break the line, and Cataclaw goes for the cap on that point. Mortar shots flying. Can they actually hit the Gren squad? It looks like they're actually trying to hit the Gren squad on the right, but the Gren squad on the right already moved, and the mortar gets out of the way. Panzer IV up north runs into the conscript squad. The conscript squad is retreating, down to 1 man on the retreat. The Panzer IV should be able to clean it out before it gets back home. Gren squad moves in to intercept, gets some shots off, breaks line of sight with the shrubbery and the trees. Again, breaks line of sight. That conscript squad makes it out, barely. That was quite lucky there for DonnieChan. Company engineers on the right just trying to push out, and a Gren squad is forced to retreat. While the shock troops are trying to catch them, getting some damage off in the distance, but they're 3 men and better in T3, so they'll be just fine. Another Panzer IV coming on the field for Cataclaw. So Cataclaw now in a very strong position because we still don't have any additional tech for DonnieChan. However, DonnieChan does have his Doctrine selection, which will give him access to heavy tanks. But he is a little bit shy of that 10-point mark and a little bit requiring in manpower to be able to call in an IS-2. So that might be a situation. Mine getting laid down but cancelled by DonnieChan. He gets caught there by the Panzer IV. Panzer IV just throwing some shots at the ground, seeing if it can destroy the mine, but the mine never actually got laid down. AT gun moving in the direction of the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is just going to move past it. The second AT gun is nowhere to be seen. Where is it? In the center. Second Panzer IV gets the flank on it, so both AT guns currently getting flanked. They're going to get cleared out. At least one of them will. This one will. The second one is moving back. It may potentially also get cleared out, but it's right in front of the base, so should be okay for DonnieChan. But this AT gun in the center goes down. The conscripts, are they actually going to go for the recap of the point? AT gun in the back, shooting at the lead. Well, not the lead, but the center Panzer IV. Conscripts forced to retreat. Maxim machine gun opening up on the tank as well. Shots continue to fly from the AT gun as the Panzer IV behind it, getting some shots off and managing to clear out the crew. The crew will die in this AT gun eventually, but the AT gun does manage to take out the Panzer IV, so that's quite nice there for DonnieChan. And he calls himself a IS-2. The IS-2 now right on top of that Panzer IV. Panzer IV has a damaged engine. It's exposing his rear armor. A powerful shot goes off right in the rear of that Panzer IV, and the Panzer IV will die, most likely in the second shot. There it goes. DonnieChan putting an end to that very quickly with his IS-2. He still has 2 AT guns available to get, although, no, actually just one. The center one got destroyed, unfortunately, for DonnieChan, but he does have another one, like I said, right there that he can recover. Stug getting produced for Cataclaw. Not a bad choice. I mean, it's essentially better against tanks than a Panzer IV because of the range. And, well, the IS-2, you know, it has a turret, so it would be hard for any tank really to get the upper hand on it unless it's severely mismanaged. Infantry moving back out for DonnieChan. He still only has 2 conscripts and a shock troop. He doesn't like having a lot of conscript squads. Not sure if it's personal choice or just changes with the, you know, patch. But yeah, I mean, he's had 2 all the time. When he lost one, he replaced it, but he's only had 2 conscript squads. Left-hand side, conscript running into some Grens. The Grens forcing a retreat. Grens actually having light cover right there in a small crater that, you know, from some explosion. What it was, I don't know, but yeah, they actually have light cover there, which is kind of funny. Conscripts moving around, capturing points. Combat engineers moving around as well. Grens still 5-man strong. One capturing the center victory point. Other one holed up in a small, insignificant hole, I mean. And, yeah. More Grens moving out. Grens. Piles following the Stug. And the Stug will try to hold against an IS-2, which is quite difficult. Grenade goes off on the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are forced to retreat. Shock troops chasing them down, but they're quite strong. They'll be able to... Oh, well, maybe they won't. No, yeah, they will. SMG's shots fly from the shock troops, but that man is sufficiently behind. It does run into a conscript squad. The conscript squad may be able to take it out. Shots fly, but no, the conscripts get a little bit distracted here by Grens on the left, and the Gren squad barely makes it out of there alive. Center point, we have a Gren squad coming in for the flank on the Maxim. Combat engineers are nearby for support to defend, and we have a Teller mine laid down there for Cataclaw, quite sneaky. Especially since, well, infantry does not detonate it. IS-2 on the left-hand side, getting some shots off on the Grens. The Grens are down to 2 men. They may actually die here to the IS-2 if they don't get out of there. Cataclaw retreats, shot flies, hits one of the Grenadiers, but the last guy makes it out of there. So he'll be fine. Stug in the center, getting some shots off on the conscripts and shock troops. The shock troops getting on top of the Grens, forcing away a Pio squad and a Gren squad, while the other Gren squad, all veterans E3, just sitting there, getting some shots off at a distance. IS-2 moves in, gets a shot in at the squad, does some damage to the squad, but does not kill anybody. The Stug shooting at a distance, managing to get some shots in on the IS-2, not really hitting for much, but he can still do it. And the IS-2, oh, clears out an entire Gren squad in one shot. That was very nice for that IS-2. Not very nice for Cataclaw. And the Stug just sits there. It's now going to run into the IS-2. The IS-2, no, it's just turned its gun to the front. I thought it may have seen the Stug. No, the Stug goes for, the AT gun goes for the cap of the point. The Stug gets shot in the face and is forced to back off. No line of sight, so the AT gun does not shoot again. Grens move forward. They're going to run straight into that AT gun, but there's also the IS-2 there for support. So the Grens will take a nasty shot there if they don't move, and they do move back. Left-hand side, conscripts going for cap. Far left on the victory point, conscripts capping. So victory points, 136 left for DonnieChan, while Cataclaw is actually sitting comfortably at 417, and here comes the Tiger Race. That is not good news here for DonnieChan. The Tiger Race on a one-on-one actually beats the IS-2. However, there is AT guns on the field, and the AT guns will get some shots off on the Tiger Race as it approaches. However, the Tiger Race may be able to actually clear out the weapon itself, even, or maybe just the team, before much damage is inflicted. It actually hasn't taken any damage, and the weapon goes down. IS-2 moves up, getting some shots off on the Tiger Ace. The combat engineer squad decides to recruit the AT gun, trying to get some shots off on the Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace getting a crew shock on the IS-2. The IS-2 just getting annihilated here by the Tiger Ace on a one-on-one fight. The AT gun backs off, moves out of the way, turns around, but is not able to get anything done. IS-2 goes down. DonnieChan says, haha. And the Tiger Ace just backs off, supported by the Stug. AT gun trying to set itself up against the Tiger Ace, but now it's in a very bad position. Gren squad is running on top of it, and the Tiger Ace is actually baited a little bit into a mine, gets some heavy engine damage, and is essentially disabled. AT gun stops, gets a shot off on the Tiger Ace. Shot off, maybe? Nope. AT gun is actually destroyed, and the Tiger Ace takes no additional damage. Tiger Ace did get brought down to about half health, but DonnieChan doesn't really have a lot of answers right now. He can call himself another IS-2 tank, but he's a little bit short in both manpower and fuel. But I mean, he could try to hold out until another one comes out. But as we saw in the previous game, it kind of takes two IS-2s to actually go against just one Tiger Ace. So yeah, even an IS-2 is not really going to accomplish too much. Fuel point getting captured by Cataclaw, so that actually delays that, well, actually it might not delay it considering it's only 4 fuel left, so yeah, it's not going to delay the IS-2 too much. It's actually the manpower restriction right now. The conscripts are getting reinforced, losing a lot of manpower, but he needs to have troops on the field. Combat engineers just sitting around some walls. Shock troops sitting outside the house. In the center point, conscripts are forced to retreat, and they will have to retreat through the path of a Tiger Ace, and that's not going to be good for him. Conscripts should be able to make it out. Well, they are down to 2 men. Shotgun's going to fly. Almost kills another one, but yeah, they make it out. Stug moves up to the center, already veteran C2 with its armored skirts, and it's getting, well, actually, it's getting a lot of damage done on that mortar. The mortar is forced to back off, and there it goes. 180 points left for DonnieChan, 407 for Cataclaw. So yeah, I mean, again, he is in quite an excellent position there as far as time goes. It's essentially going to get a 300-point lead right now, so a 300-point lead gives you a lot of time if things were to go a little bit south. Tiger Ace still disabled. Garen's moving over to the right-hand side, trying to go for the strategic point. Flamethrowers going off almost, it looks like, through the, I mean, from inside the truck, but it's a combat engineer squad behind it. Rifle nade goes off on the combat engineer squad, takes a little bit of damage, forces a retreat, but conscripts move in to relieve their position, and we have a shock troop squad that, I guess it threw a nade to clear the barbed wire. Pios trying to repair that Tiger Ace. We do not have Molotovs on the field for DonnieChan. He decided not to, get those at all. Interesting choice, but yeah. Won't be able to force the Pios away, and the Pios continue the repairs as the Tiger Ace just essentially sits there as a turret. IS-2 once again back on the field for DonnieChan, but it cannot hope to take on the Tiger Ace by itself. Could potentially be used to take out the Stug. The Stug has taken some damage. Tiger Ace can't really move too much, so if it goes for it, it might be able to pick up a nice little kill here. Goes straight into the center. The IS-2 makes itself known. The Stug takes a shot on the side armor, gets crew shocked. The Tiger Ace is not able to pop it. Smoke gets popped here by DonnieChan. Nice little maneuver there. And the Stug does not manage to make it out of there. Gets annihilated by the IS-2. So that's very nice here for DonnieChan, but he is running out of time, down to 99, 98 points. And yeah. Currently, it's only ticking 1 point per tick, so he has, a little bit of time, but not too much. Tiger Ace getting some shots off on that IS-2. The IS-2 sitting in front of it, just tanking. Pios are forced to retreat. The Tiger Ace also gets AT-naded by the conscripts, getting some additional damage going on it. The IS-2 is going to back off once again. Going to turn its sights now on the conscripts. Tiger Ace is trying to move out of the way. IS-2 could actually attack ground right on top of the Tiger Ace and try to hit it from across, the brush, but no, Cataclaw says grrr, as he is unable to kill a squad or get much damage going on the tanks. The turret turns around against the conscripts behind it. The IS-2 backs off even further. Combat engineer is going to try to get repairs off. We do have an AT gun getting produced here for DonnieChan. DonnieChan needs to pop in and get some more shots going on that Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace moves in, gets a shot off on the side armor, turns its sights on the IS-2. The IS-2 may actually go down here to the Tiger Ace, and down it goes, out of control. That was a little bit of a mistake there. Like I said, he could have actually tried the attacking ground, trying to nail the Tiger through a little bit of cover. Combat Engineer squad gets actually killed, loses his flamethrower, and I don't think DonnieChan has much else he can do. He has some conscripts and he could potentially keep on throwing 18As to try to take out the Tiger Ace, but he doesn't actually have enough munitions to do that. And as far as infantry goes, he still has those 2 conscripts and a combat in a shock group squad. AT gun has actually hit the field. He may be able to get it into range and get some shots off on the Tiger Ace, potentially clearing it out. Conscripts running into some Pyos. Pyos are running straight at the Tiger Ace, trying to, as desperately as they can, save it. AT gun is moving in that direction. There is nothing nearby to support it. There is a Grand Squad trying to capture the victory point. Pyos go for the flamethrower. They actually pick it up. A little bit of a free one. But ooh, a nice shot there by the AT gun at maximum range. Penetrates on the Tiger Ace and down it goes. However, Cataclaw does have 150 fuel, so he should be able to produce another tank rather quickly. And unfortunately for DonnieChan, he can't. He doesn't have tech, and he would need a lot of time to get another IS-2 since he lost this. Down to 44 points. Can DonnieChan do it? Something tells me he can't, because he's about to get triple capped. And, well, he's sending a conscript squad over to the left-hand side by itself. Grand Squad running in to try to intercept it. The Grand Squad will do a lot of damage since it has G43s. It isn't very combat experienced, but it did get awesome training with the elite troops, so it is veteran C2. G43s fly. The conscript's getting some damage at close range, but down to 2 and 3 respectively. The Grens should be able to finish it off. Stun nade goes off on the conscripts. The remaining Grens just trying to shoot them as he can. Down to 19 points. He is stalling for time now, essentially, and he should be able to do so. Down to 13 points. Kill does go off on the conscripts. They hurrah forward, trying to complete their mission of capturing that point, but with nothing going for the other points, there's really not much anything that DonnieChan can do. Down to 4. Conscript's not even going to be able to make it into the range of the point. Down to 1, and with one last tick, the game comes to a close. And there it goes. So Cataclaw gets himself a win, simply by victory points, which is, well, quite nice. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.